Empower. Welcome to a moment of harmony, a Sunday moment. I'm actually just gonna let's move us around a bit. It's so different when you're actually live. But welcome to a Sunday moment of harmony. And not only is it a Sunday moment, but we had a whole week where, and I really rarely, it takes a really, really big circumstance for me to miss a week because we need our moments, right? Our moments are very valuable. And I just am very committed to the entire purpose, right? The entire mission of the moment, which is being there for people, coming through and us growing and learning and becoming better together. So in that commitment, it's like come hell, come high water, we're going to go live. We're going to talk to each other. We're going to engage and exchange. So it takes something pretty monumental in order for me to miss a moment. And I think in this year, I've missed two moments. One when my big brother Majestic died back in April of this year. And of course, I have a very close comrade that just was recently died. And we found out the death was announced last week. I wonder if I can do you guys, I forgot to put my do not disturb on and I have messages coming through. So give me 1 second because I think I can do it while I'm live. And it did. So hopefully it takes and it works, okay? Because the calls come through and the messages come through, guys, and it will mess up the whole live stream, and I don't want that. I don't want that. So, as I was saying, thank you for your patience and your mommy mercy always. Um, I there's been those two times that I've missed a moment, and last week we missed a moment. If you're a regular follower of the moments, then you know we were not live last week. There's a plethora of videos in the catalog. I'm sure no one has seen every one of them. And just being able to go back and watch in times like that, I really am appreciative of those that are followers and exchangers of being able to do that. So grateful to you for your mercy, your grace, your patience. Those that may not be aware of what is going on communally where I am right now, those that may not be as affected and are still looking like, where's my moment, girl? You know, so I'm praying that you were able to find one, and I'm grateful for your grace and your mercy either way. Um, so today's moment, we've been in a I've been on my next decade parade. I've been moving towards 40, and we've been in a manifestation moment series for the whole of the year, really for most of the year. We've been in a manifesting series, and we've been using different tools and changing perspectives and mindsets and using all types of growth mechanisms in order to manifest more for ourselves, declaring more for ourselves, manifesting more for ourselves, becoming better for ourselves. That's what we've been doing this whole year. That it's not what we're going to be doing today. Peace and thank you to everyone coming in. Thank you for all of the love and the light. That is not what we are doing today. You, yes, you are in the right show. Yes, you are here at the right time. Yes, we do manifest while we are here. But today we are pausing. We're doing a pause and we're doing a different type of show today because I have so much that I want to say and talk about with the experiences that I've had, my community has had, my friends, my families, just the climate right now. The climate is not a keep it moving climate. That's not what I believe about where we are right now. I believe that this is a climate, peace and hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. I believe that we're in a climate right now of stop, pay attention, do better. Like we really need, it's a time when you assess and take inventory. And that happens throughout our lives. Like at work, in relationships, we're just going and building and creating. And then all of a sudden it's like, stop. Make sure everything's check in. Make sure that everything is what we've planned for it to be. Make sure that everything looks the way that we've been working for it to look. We haven't missed anything. We don't need to do anything. And I think that we need to do that spiritually. I really feel like this entire week has been probing for a spiritual check-in. The entire year, but we're gonna go ahead and just go ahead with this week that we've been in and just spiritually check in. Peace and look at all of you with your top fan badge. Welcome to a moment of harmony, where we are having conversations about growing and becoming our better selves. But today we're going to be talking a little bit more about the climate that we're in, right? I was thoroughly bothered this week, not just because as a community and as family we're grieving the loss of a very valued community member and loved one. I am. So I did need that space. But also because, like, on top of all that we're going through, on top of all that we're seeing, on top of all that we're being exposed to, I feel like we are not, peace, love, welcome, welcome, welcome. On top of all that we're experiencing, I feel like we are not rising to the occasion of humanity. There is a mission of us that we've been endowed with, right? We are source energy. We are upright walking human beings. We process thought. We exude or create love. We create life. We reflect creation. We are thinkers. We are expanders. We are developmental. Like, we develop regularly. When we don't try, we develop. When we try hard, we super develop, right? And so there's this I think there's an ability to being a divine being in the process of humanity that puts us at a really high advantage of creation. And I think that we've been playing with it. I feel like we've been playing with that. We've been denying it. We've been minimizing it. We haven't been properly utilizing it. We just have not been doing great overall, rising to the occasion of humanity. And that is disheartening to me, because here we are out here wanting to do better, wanting to be better. We've been using me and my sister have been using this saying lately, on this dirty ass earth. I'm wondering if I can even use profanity on YouTube. I don't know. I hear a lot of stuff on YouTube, so maybe I'm good. Um, but we watched, I shout out to Angie Martinez, watching her podcast all the time, and Regina King did a interview, and she was just talking about out here doing the best we can on this dirty ass earth, right? But in reality, what it's speaking of is just that, like, this human version of ourselves, this physical space that we occupy, it can be very limiting without our spiritual development. So it becomes a shelter. Like, we all have skin, muscles, bones, right? Hair. It becomes a shelter. It becomes work, right? I have peace, love. It becomes shelter. It becomes protection. It becomes, what is it, nutrients. It becomes, it provides for us. But without us growing spiritually, it can limit us. And when we do grow spiritually, as above, so below, we become limitless, because we have a spiritual nature and all of those abilities of source energy in this divine, magnificent being of flesh, organs, bones, muscles, regeneration, reproductivity, all of these things that make the human body amazing. So it's like we kind of have this twofer. We could have this amazing vessel that grows us and it contributes to our spiritual journey, or it can become a sack of flesh that limits us and stunts us from growing to our highest levels of being. And so when I see how we operate in trauma, in stress, in pain, in despair, and we don't rise to the greatness that we're possible of, it makes me want to stop and take inventory. It makes me want to say, hey guys, let's just check in. Let's just check in about where you are spiritually. Let's just check in about what you are capable of emotionally. Let's just check in about that bandwidth, about our exposure, about our loves, about our lives, about where we're going, about where we need to be. Let's just stop for a second. And let's not just talk about what has happened, what will happen, but let's really dive into what are we capable of right now? What are you capable of? A lot of times we are, and we're going to get into that in this moment today, we're greatly disillusioned by the world around us. We're exposed to much for our humanity. We are compromised regularly when it talks about the goodness of ourselves. When I'm talking about the goodness of ourselves, we're compromised regularly. And so when we use sayings like doing the best we can down here on this dirty ass earth, It's just saying that there's an occasion that we are above. And I want us as humans, like, when do we stop and say that we are better than this? When do we realize that, like, the challenges, the complexities, the limitations, the low vibrations of life are beneath us, that we can really rise above. We can make decisions, we can make vibrations, we can create a wavelength of rising above. We do not have to engage in, we do not have to sink in, we don't have to suffer in. And I'm just like, I don't know that we're always cognizant of that. Are we checking in and seeing that with one another often, frequently? And so today's moment is about us really just taking spiritual inventory. I just want to stop. I haven't seen many people doing this throughout this week, throughout the events, throughout the circumstances. I've heard all the conspiracy theories. I've heard all of the rhetoric. I've heard, people playing devil's advocate. I am here today to play spiritual advocate. I'm here today to pull and provoke on you the greatest parts of who you are, to get through the worst parts that we experience of this life. Because it's possible, it's necessary, and we need it. It's needed. It's necessary, right? It's possible, it's necessary. And honestly, I feel like for those of us elevating ourselves, it's mandatory. Don't even attempt to elevate yourself if you are not going to go into the greatest parts of yourself during the hardest of times, because that's where your elevation is conditioned the most. I recently heard a saying. I was watching something. I wish I could remember really quickly. Perry Days. Some stuff I keep, some stuff I gotta search for. Y'all pray for me. Um, but there was a saying, and it said, warriors are not warriors. And I loved that. I loved that. In that, not that we don't worry about things, not that we don't get what is it, anxious about things. I don't think that we should, right? But life do be life. And hey, Mr. Carter, yes, of course, no worries. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, not that we shouldn't, but I feel like what was being said by that saying is that when you have the tools to combat what is coming your way, when you have, when you are prepared, when you strapped up, you know what I'm saying? You're not worried about what is to come. So, in that saying, warriors are not warriors, it made me think about how many people I am watching crumble again under rhetoric, crumble under chaos, crumble under low vibration. And it's just like, it's making me feel like, I have a joke that I do. I don't know if Achilles is on, but from the Juggernaut. And it, and I'll talk about this in a moment of harmony, y'all. Bear with me in my silliness. But there's a Juggernaut. I'm trying to think of who he was battling. It was so many years ago when I watched it in the movie. But the Juggernaut is a character. Is he Marvel? I feel like some of my heads are gonna get on me if I mess up who he is. Some of my Mr. Carter, I know you're on, and you know where the Juggernaut is from. Is he Marvel? Help me out. Don't have me out here getting attacked by the by my nerd people. You know what I'm saying? I love you. I love you all. I love everyone. We are one. Okay. But anyway, the Juggernaut is a character who's big and bulky and strong, just like the Hulk. Bear with me, just like the Hulk. And I remember that in this specific scene, the Juggernaut was being attacked by someone, and they couldn't beat the Juggernaut, so they had him fall through the ground. They set him up. They were running from him, and they had him fall through the ground. And the girl was pretty much like, that he was fighting was pretty much like, ha, gotcha, you're trapped. And he paused because he's so strong that he could break the entire floor. So what happened was, she set him up to where he would have to chase her to where his weight wouldn't bear in a certain area of the room, and then he would fall. And she was like, yeah, we got you, you're going down. And he was kind of like, my favorite scene of the whole movie. And he was kind of like, do you know who I am? And he used some profanities after that, but he was just like, I'm the Juggernaut. And then he breaks the floor, and then she goes down too, and they go down together, and he does what he needs to do there. But All of that to say, when I am watching us, stay with me, when I am watching us flounder through emotional elevation, spiritual development, when I'm watching us suffer through what should be mere developmental opportunities for us, which should be opportunities for us to show love, compassion, care, growth, understanding, for us to know who we are and to demonstrate that, to be clear and cognizant of where we've come from and to demonstrate that. When I'm watching us be less than human, when I'm watching us be presented with circumstances that are less than humanity and for us to be less than human, I am wanting to say, as a spiritualist, as a healer, as a light worker, I want to say, do you know who you are? Like, do we know what we're capable of? Do we know our what we came here for? Do we know that this was not the way, this was not the purpose, this was not the reason? And so I wanted to do that spiritual check in really quickly on top of the fact, left out a T. I have a really, again, very close friend. Shout out to Dakari Jahudi and all of his family, Kavana and the children, and just all of the community that our hearts are really broken open and pouring out right now for the loss of a community member. And just how I don't, so let me just slow down. We've experienced a lot of loss this year. Like I said at the beginning of the show, my big brother transitioned this year. I am close to people who have transitioned this year, who have lost a lot of loved ones this year. In a lot of ways, the card represents a the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. It is like we have become so conditioned to live life in a society that has cookie cutter fashioned us, factory set us, and we just keep moving forward. We just keep moving forward. And I am not preaching, I'm sharing, right? We're just keep moving forward in a less than human way. And then when we give up, when we break, when we walk away from life and no longer decide to be a part of it. And that comes in many ways. That comes in those of us that take on addictions and toxins, those of us that have secret obsessions that are hurting us, those of us that become less than our character. You know, you have people out there participating in domestic violence or pedophilia and pornography destructively, right? I'm not talking about recreationally or romantically. I'm talking about getting into things that are breaking you down further as a being of light, as a being of spirit, as a source energy individual that's taken away from you in that way. And a lot of times we will look at these people and we will judge them. You know, we'll say this person is 600 pounds, you know, gaining weight by the minute. This person is an addict or an alcoholic. This person, you know, is constantly complaining. This person is a horrible employee. We'll see human beings being less than human regularly. And we won't ever stop and make it a spiritual concern when people decide to stop living. And to me, it is the most egregious surrendering that we have is the surrendering of life. Because life do be lifing, right? It is constant. It can be heavy. It's work. It requires. And it brings me to the moment that we are going to get into today, because I want to remind you of who you are and what's required of you as a spiritual being in the human experience. More is required. I don't hear people really saying that enough. I think that we're accepting so much less than what we're capable of. And I just want to come in today, not to beat anybody, but to remind everybody more is required of you. You came here with a mission. It wasn't just to make a certain salary. It's not to get a certain type of accolade or survive trauma your whole life. You came here to elevate. You are literally an elevator, and every experience that you've gone through is to inspire. Your experiences are to inspire yourself and anything connected to you to become supreme beings of light, of life, of love. It sounds simple, but it's a lifelong journey and a lifelong mission. And I just don't know if you've forgotten why you are here. I just don't know if you've forgotten the contribution necessary. Why are we contributing? Y'all know when I start choking for no reason at all. Something is okay. Okay. We're doing this. Why are you thank you, Booby. Ashe. Um if you have forgotten why you were here and why are we contributing to the things that are destroying us the most? Why are we not using education as a tool of growth and development? Why do we use these things to demean and destroy? Why are we not using light to develop and grow, to elevate? Why are we not using experience and wisdom? Why are we not using our tools? Whatever practices you follow religiously, why aren't you using them? I care less about what you use and more that you don't use them. What you subscribe to, and more that you don't. Me and one of my friends, we were talking about all the subscriptions we have that we don't use anymore. Like going back and taking inventory. What is coming from me that I'm not aware of? What am I using? What am I contributing to? What is being taken out of me? And I have not taken response. I'm not cognizant of it. And I'm saying, what is it in you that is making us feel like we don't have more responsibility to who and what we are right now today? So I'm going to get into it. Today's moment is entitled, You Are Required in the Moment That You Are In. You are required here. It's not what is it? Oh my goodness. Multi-choice keeps coming to my head, but that is not what I'm looking for. It is not it's not a yes or no type of optional. Goodness, girl, where was that at? You know what I'm saying? It's not optional. Y'all watch my new perimenopausal process. The way the brain has to work now to get me where I gotta go, have mercy, okay? But it's not optional. And I feel like we've been under a guise in the freedom and democracy of America. And I don't want to just leave it to America because it's worldwide, the chaos that we're experiencing. But we've been under this like illusion of freedom that we think we are thinking of our own volition. We are moving of our own will and way, when in reality, we are constantly reacting to the symptoms of loneliness, depression, disparity, anxiety, lack than low vibration. And it's not of your own will, because if you tap into yourself, you will say, how much do I like it here? In this mindset, how much do I like it here in this reality? How helpful is this to me that I feel like I have these freedoms to scroll and see and look at all types of things all day that are destructive to our spirits and our minds and our body? But we have this freedom to take in and to drink all of the toxins and the preservatives and plastics and things that we're consuming, and we feel like we have this freedom to do this, to interact in these non-mutual, non-reciprocal, non-principle based exchanges with each other that aren't based in honesty, that aren't based in reality, that aren't based in divinity. And we think like, but we have these freedoms. We talk to people crazy if we want to. We lie to people. We misuse people. We abuse people. We enjoy this dog eat dog, crabs in a barrel, a sucker born every day type of life is what we are programmed to believe, that we are just here as observers of it. And I want you to know that as a being of light and spirit, you can never observe anything. You are a filter of fruition. You are a filter of fruition. Literally, why you have eyes, a nose, a mouth, and an ear is because you are to absorb, transmit, filter, and create. You are to absorb, transmit, filter, and create. That means there is not one single thing in the life of a spiritual being that is neutral. You cannot be neutral on anything. Not one thing in this life. Your eyes dictate that you observe, you compute, and you internalize. That's literally what they do. And I know that we're in a world where our brain is literally trying to show us that we are having to choice to say, that's not a part of my reality. I can look at it, I can be around it, and not be influenced by it. There are literally marketing companies, geniuses, moguls. There are spiritual, what is it? I don't want to use any type of derogatory term, but I will say that there are people that study the way people receive information and how they use it on algorithms of heartbeats and heart rates. And a lot of our digital footprints are mirrored in the algorithm of life, of self, of our own thoughts, of our own cravings, of our own desires. And then it's been studied, it's been scientifically developed, and it is being used against you as a spiritual being. As a being that has the ability to wake up in a day and create a new life every single day. A being that has the life, Ashe, a being that has the ability to be limitless in thought and therefore limitless in action. That's literally the way our brain works, is that we create in our mind what we develop spiritually, what we magnetize operationally and in reality. Peace. Peace and welcome to a moment of harmony. The same thing, right? But nope, not us. Not us down here doing the best we can on this dirty ass earth. We just are surviving. We think we're just passing time. A lot of us believe that we're just getting older. We're moving from one stage to the next, living off of small moments of relief in donuts and pastries or activities, our electronics. We don't know that we are capable of completely reconstructing this entire way of being. We have become victim to the way that they peace and hello. We have become victim in a lot of ways to the way that we've been programmed and created to live in today. But you are the reprogrammer. You are the antivirus. That's you, your mind, your heart. And I don't see us choosing anti. And that's the part that's really hurting. We are literally going through the phases of development and life. We are going through decades that people have come before us, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and even before that. And we're getting back into a space of life as if we don't understand. As if we still don't know why we're here, as if we still don't know what we're capable of. And I just want to stop today and say, do you know who you are? Do you know? Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Do you know who you are, why you're here, and what you're truly capable of? More than this. More than this. More than the suffering. More than the hurting. More than the aching. More than being stuck. We can do so much more than this. I don't mean a little bit more than this. I don't mean just more enough to get to tomorrow. We can do more to get to Friday. I mean, we can do enormous, universal, transformative amounts more than what we are doing, than what we have been illusioned to believe, to what we have been trusted to do. Love and light. I love you all as well. Thank you so much for the love. Give love. That's what I'm saying. Where is the love? Oh my gosh. I've been looking for it. Like literally. Why is there so much more criticism? Why is there so much more rhetoric? Why is there so much more aggression and anger than there is of love? What is going on with the fraction of human beings? Why are we not knowing that love is over everything? Your fraction is upside down. As a people, a fraction is upside down. You know what I'm saying? Fix it, flip it, let's do better. Okay, let's get into this moment because I knew that all of the emotions, that's why I wanted to still have guidance. We got about 30 minutes left, and I don't want to lose us without understanding that you are required in the moment you are in. A lot of the times, as beings, we are overwhelmed. Thank you so much. We are overwhelmed by what needs to take place in the future, possibly all the things we've been through in the past, and we're putting the majority of our energy, of our faith, of our focus into those areas, and not understanding just how, like people always say, it's called the present. It's a gift. It's, you can't get it back. It's full of what you need. Thank you. So improper fraction. I know I sound all like Tourette's and going over, but the chat is jumping, and so sometimes when I'm in the middle of what I'm saying, I am responding to someone in the chat. So I know I have people that watch me on the playback and they can't see the chats, and it just looks like I'm throwing out random words, but I'm responding to people. I love you all so much, and the bestie definitely just put in improper fractions. That's how we've been walking around here in our development, as improper fractions. And I'm here today to say, let's get your math right. Get your math and your mind right, because you are a divine being, and the elevation is on us. No one is coming to save us. Nothing is coming to change us. Nothing is going to make our lives better. We are put in the space and time that we were put into today. All of us that are in this existence right now in 2025, in this year, Western year, those that are here, we are here together, and we can be victims or we can be victors. We can reimagine a life that works for every single person, and we don't have to feed into algorithms that are anti-human, anti-love, anti-light, and anti-growth and development. And again, whatever philosophy you subscribe to, whatever spiritual practice or religious practice you are part of, that's your business. Like Auntie Tab, that's your business. I have no business in your business. But what I am going to say is that we share this whole life together, and there's all of us are wanting more from life, but all of us giving more to life. I want us to give more. Give more to each other. I'm not saying more money to your bills. I'm not saying more hours at work. I know when we hear words like more, it's like, do you know I'm almost barely alive over here? I get it. I'm not saying more to this and to more to that. I'm saying giving more to life. Give more love to people who need it. Give more kindness. Give more forgiveness. Give more, extend yourself in more divine ways. Stop taking things that don't belong to you. And that's whether it's a physical thing, because you got people out here creating negative energy of lack, or the momentum, a spiritual momentum in society that you're contributing to negatively, or people just, we're taking on harshness, we're taking on mentalities, we're taking on ideas that are less than us. You are improper fraction. Bestie, I'm going to use that the rest of the day. That's why you got to keep a hitter to the left of you. You know what I'm saying? Improper fraction. Get your mind and your math right. That's a Neonu and a Harmony original together. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? My partner in shine. Okay. So what was I saying? Because I just get worked up when I think about where it is I want us to be, and where it is I know what we're possible, what we're capable of, and it's just looking out into us in need, looking out into us bleeding, looking out into us being open, and just being like, it's gotta be, there's so much more that's possible. We don't have to wait for a change. We don't have to pray for a change. We don't have to hope for better. We just have to shift the light inside of self to a degree in which it reflects into the external. Collectively, that changes things. That changes how people feel seen, heard, and valued. It's simple. This is what we're working towards. Thank you, Boo Ashe. Now, okay. A lot of times, like I said, we are, as human beings, we are here in this capitalistic, productivity based world. What are your numbers? Quantity, quantity, quantity. How much money do you make? How much money did you spend? How much money did your house cost? How many times have you been married? How many children do you have? How old are you? How much do you weigh? We're just numbers, 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 numbers. And this capital world of numbers, of currency, of weighing, of equation, this capital world keeps us stuck in a past of why we aren't where we want to be and a future of how, where, when is all of this going to happen. And it makes us void of the extraordinarily divine gift of right now. Where I am right now, this is what I want us to understand. Where you are right now, the moment you're in, not the ones you were, not what's coming later today or what's in your future, not even the next moment. The moment you are in right now requires your full attention. It requires your full presence. It's what keeps you from failing in the future moment and from being lost and stuck in a past one. It's showing up in this one as my full self and understanding that it deserves my full gratitude, my full focus, and my full consciousness. I should be cognizant of what I need right now. What is my life asking for? What is my... Oh, I'm going to cry. I haven't seen Mama Yatali in so long. Peace, Mama. Oh, that just did my heart so good. Oh, my goodness. See what I'm saying? What is right now? It's not about yesterday. It's not about tomorrow. But right now, life is beautiful for you right now. Life is asking you questions right now. Life is offering you blessings right now. Your life is communicating to you right now. But you are stuck in worry, anxious, fear, frustration, and it has nothing to do with right now. And right now, the moment you are in requires you. Not what you used to weigh, not what you want to weigh, not how life was once, not, what you did last week, not what's going to happen and what's going to be the conclusion and the result. Right now. I want to be present right now. I want to be with my life right now. I want to be with my children right now. I want to be with the people I'm connected to in this moment. Oh, Mama Yatali, I haven't seen you in so long, but right now, all of your warmth is with me right now. I could lose this moment very quickly and be like, well, the last time, I wonder, when was the last, or I can say, how many more times? I can go everywhere, but right here and right here is where I'm needed. Right here is where I'm the strongest. And that's the part that I think that we miss about our obligation to the present. What you're saying, what you're doing, what you're conveying to the people that are the other people around you. Please don't let me get started on our responsibilities to each other. Why you did not come into an earth where there was only you. And then when you came into this earth, not only was there not only you, there were thousands, millions, cajillions of people that were made up of all different types of ways. And you think that things are all about you. Right here. The moment you are in requires you to see, taste, smell, hear, know right now. Right where you are. There's something beautiful about how you got where you are. There's something extraordinary about what's needed in the world around you right now that you're in right now. There's something incredible about the day that you woke up in right now, today, that you have to offer to it. There are people, when you are not here, that need you. There are people that when you are not present, mentally, emotionally, it changes a frequency. There's a frequency of now that you're a part of. And a lot of us are liking to become a part of the foolishness frequency because it feels very dominant right now, and you might get a couple of likes and laughs, and you might get a little bit of attention and notoriety if you join the foolishness frequency. But there's also a frequency that changes the sadness. It breaks through the burden. It eliminates and elevates for us where we want to go. There's a frequency there that you have to be a part of right now. You can't look back on that moment and say, man, I wish I would have given more joy in that moment. I wish I would have given more truth, more love, more honesty in that moment that I'll never get back again. You are required in the moment you are in now. Every moment, this is our first point, every moment that we in there's a mutual worthiness of right now. You deserve the moment that you're in, and the moment that you're in deserves you. Please, you deserve the moment you're in. It's not a waste of time. It's not a time to pass the clock. It's not a time to wait until something better happens. The moment you are in, you are worthy of. You're worthy of a second chance, of forgiveness. You're worthy of new thought. Oh my God, I love new thought. Love new thought. You have an opportunity of new thought. You're worthy of different phases of development. You're worthy of reconstruction. You are worthy of appreciation. I love to sit with myself and say, God, girl, you look so different now. Look at you at almost 40. Look how much you've changed. But I'm worthy of this moment. Well, I sit in this moment and I love her in this moment. She's like still really dope. She still wakes up and she has hope, and she's still a superhero, and she still wants to change the world, and she's still rocking out with her gaga. You know what I'm saying? She's still doing it. And I love her right now. And I stop and I have to talk to her right now. Boo, you okay? You know what you've been through. You know what you saw. You were exposed to too much. You experienced way too much last week. There was way too much disappointment. Your soul took some hits last week. Where are you right now? Heal yourself right now. What you need right now? A chai tea? Do that for yourself. Good little meditation, workout, prayer, good conversation. Kiki at 30. Talk dirty. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Whatever you need to do, you are worthy of it right now. The moment you are in is worthy of, there's a mutual worthiness to right now. You deserve what you need, and then what you need deserves you. And so many times, I wonder how this is going to turn out, and I wonder how that's going to be, and I wish this never happened, and oh, I'm so stupid, and how come I'm still here, and da-da-da-da-da. All of the craziness that turns us away from the greatness of right now. Right now, I deserve. Stop. In the middle of your chaos, I deserve stillness. Right now, I deserve clarity. Right now, I deserve truth. Right now, I should use my voice. Right now, I should rest my voice. Right now, I should be developing myself. Right now, I should be embracing myself. Right now, how will you ever know what you need right now if you're never in the now? There is a mutual worthiness. Do not walk away from a life that you are saying is too hard for you when you're never fully present in a moment to know what you're fully capable of. Tomorrow is too hard for you. I agree. You're not even there yet. Yesterday is too hard for you. I totally agree. You were a child. You were immature. You were unexperienced. Yesterday was too hard for you. Today, though, if you stopped and you obligated yourself to today, what I can handle today, what I need to hear today, what I should say today, what I should do today. What is today asking of me? What am I asking of it? What am I going inside of myself to see? What am I capable of? Because I've already begun to put some worries into tomorrow when I really have enough mercy to just get through today. My tomorrow is greatly predicated on how I get through today. It's how some of us don't make it to tomorrow. We cracked a long time ago. We didn't make it out of 1993. And when we got violated, or when we lost that person, or we got stuck there because we stopped learning how to use right now. And I don't mean use it and to numb ourselves. I don't mean use it to be a collective group of monkeys and shenanigans. I mean right now to shift a frequency that isn't serving me. Right now. The sunshine, right now. The day, right now. The momentum, the heartbeat, the flesh, the thought, the feeling, the desires, right now. They work for me right now. I'm getting so caught up in things that don't have anything to do with where I should be in this moment. I don't have no business at the end of the year right now. But we're there. I have this much time, quantity. We are robots. I freaking robots up in here. We are robots, we are machines, we are mechanical, and we have taken the humanness out of the human experience, which is the most divine part of this portion of our existence. Trust me, you will have more existences where you will not be a human being. Do not waste it being everything but human. There is a mutual worthiness of your right now. You are worthy of what you need. And what you need is worthy of you. What you are attempting to create, it is worthy of you. That's all you have to understand in the moment. You don't have to say, well, what does that look like? Well, who is that? And how do I get there? And now you enter tomorrow. All I need to know is that what I need, I can be clearly cognizant of if I am clearly communicating with self right now. I know right now I need less social media. I know right now I need more shoots and giggles. I'm watching my language, right? I need more peace. I need more calm. I need more love. I need more embracing. I know that right now. I need it right now. And I'm good in that right now. The moment you are in requires you. Where are you going that you aren't sure of who you are? Oh, into the past. Where are you living that you aren't sure of what you can do? Oh, in the future. Because if you were here, you would love right here. Because you would talk to yourself and you'd be grateful for the air going through your lungs and the functioning of your faculties and the brilliance and the beauty of your brain and the resilience of your physical features and body and growth and all that I've gone through and all that I am brought me right here to this beautiful moment that asks of me to remember, to think, to consider, to be, to enjoy right now, to stand up, to stand in right now. There is a mutual worthiness of right now, which you want, you deserve, what you need, you deserve, and what you need deserves you. Don't crack, don't break, do not walk up out of this life and not come back, because you are not certain that what you are looking for is looking for you. It's looking for you. Be present. The best thing to do when we're looking for someone, I had to follow my sister's location last night. I need to know her location. That's how I get to you. I will get to you by knowing where you are. My kids love to tell me. I'm like, Mom, pick me up. Where are you? Follow my location. They get upset because I still want an address. You know what I'm saying? Send me an address so I can put it in my... But no, just follow my location. Oh, yeah. The blessings are doing that. They're following your location, but they can't find you because you aren't where you're supposed to be. You're somewhere on the deep end. You're off on the edge at the brink of existence. You're somewhere back in pain. You're somewhere cracked and buried under the rubble. You are not where you belong, and your blessings and your relief cannot find you. If something greater is looking for me, follow my location. I am inside of her today, right now. And I am ready and willing and waiting for all that is coming my way. And I am present and accounted for right now. I'm in today. You won't find me in 2004. That was not helping me. You won't find me in 2036. But if you look right now into the beauty, into the greatness, into the glory of existence today, she gonna be sitting right there. Is this who you were looking for? I'm right here. Be where you belong. You are belong right where you are. Don't psych yourself up saying you don't belong here. You don't belong to anyone. You don't belong to anything. Nothing cares about you. No one's looking for you. Listen, your blessings are always looking for you. Life is always looking for you. As long as you are living this physical life and you are breathing, life is looking for you. Now, there's some good things not looking for you. That's why you must be grounded in the present. Because deception is not what we're going to be a part of. So if I'm grounded right here in the present, relief, answers, solutions, they're looking for you. Joy, happiness, kindness, divinity is looking for you. Don't know why that pause happened, but okay. But when I was going through all I was going through last week, I was looking for humanity. I was looking for brilliance. I was looking for the beauty of this life because there was so much ugliness that was being improperly fractioned throughout the experience of last week that I was looking for the humanity. Life is looking for you. It is looking to lift you. It is looking to encourage you. We're always getting signs. I was just about to. I almost gave up. I almost didn't make it. You just called me when I was just thinking. All of a sudden, I got this text message. Then I saw this meme. And then then I went to the car and it was this flyer on my life is looking for you. Don't miss it because you're not here. And we're doing that all the time. How much we hate life, how much it sucks, how much people suck, how horrible this thing is, how much money we need, how it's we're vultures, vampire vultures, energy vultures, leeches, horrific. The conspiracy of life itself cannot find you. Joy can't find you. You're nowhere near it. Calm yourself and be present for what life is trying to offer you. And we're going to get into that next with the distraction of distraction. Here's the thing. I was reading, was it something I was reading? I may have saw it. Yeah, I do too much in a week. Was I reading this? Okay. But it was something about the sculpture. I think I watched it. But it was about the sculpture. It was about a sculpture. And when a sculptor sculpts an image or a statue out of rock or stone, and how it has to break down the stone in order to rebirth the image, right? What is meaning that there's a stone, big old block of stone, has to be broken down in order for the statue to be. And the sculptor has to break things in order to build this figurine. And this is what happens in life to us all the time. We are constantly being sculptured, resculptured. Thank you so much. We are constantly being sculptured, resculptured, positioned, repositioned, molded, created, shifted, shaped. And we see these processes as destruction. We see it as pain. We see it as cycles of trauma. We see it as hurt. We see it as reasons to be more destructive. And I want to add in that as we're being mindful of the moment that we're in and our requirements in it, do not be distracted by destruction. It's not going anywhere. When I see us being less than human, I watch us get distracted by the things that seemingly are breaking us, but were intended to build us, but are being successful in breaking us because we're only seeing the breaking. So what's happening is that we're essentially, to use this analogy that I read about, essentially we're this big old, or watch, I don't know where I got it. We're this big old rock. And we're being sculpted by life, by creation, by divinity, what have you. Okay, you choose. We're being sculpted, and then we're being broken, parts are being broken in order to sculpt out and shape us and bring clarity to who we are. So big old mass of concrete or rock, then you get broke down. And what we end up doing in this life is we start to just be like watching all of the rocks and the rubble fall around us. Things are falling apart. And we're watching debris and dust, and we're just like, oh my gosh, my life is so broken. Everything is just, my car note, my job, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my kids. We're just like, it's all just constantly falling apart. And oh, it hurts so bad for all of this stuff to be breaking. And we're focused on the rubble and the debris that is supposed to fall in order for you to be born. But what happens at the end of a sculpture, whether it is a rock or stone or it is an ice sculpture, is that much is chiseled away, much falls to the ground, much no longer, the rock or the form that it was doesn't look anything like it once was, but a form is born. Art is alive. A figure, a clearly shaped and chiseled and fashioned figure exists. And what we do in this life is we feel like we are nothing because we are different. We feel like we have experienced just so too much trauma to be the beautiful sculpts that we are, because all we can focus on is how much of the rock that we were that we lost. Every single challenge. I am not saying this without compassion and love, because I'm not saying you deserved bad things that happened to you. But every single challenge, trauma, trial was shaping a beautiful work of art. And you miss it when you are more worried about what is falling to the ground than what stands among. This thing keeps blinking out. I think calls are still trying to come through, but my do not disturb is like, don't do that. So, okay. Sorry that it blinked out again. But you miss it when you are more worried about what is falling to the ground than you are about what stands amongst the rubble, what has been created. In this life, people will fall short. Humanity will disappoint. People will forget who they are, where they came from, what has come before them. People will lose sight of the true meaning of this life. Before money, before salaries, before, celebritism, before all of that stuff, like this, the spiritual component of life, people will miss that. And it does not mean that you have to miss it. I am praying that the more of us stop missing it, then there will be less and less of us missing it. Right now, while you want to spew something hateful, ignorant, ugly, you're required to be light. I wish that we remembered that as humans. Right now, when you want to give up and let go and break down, you're required to be light. I wish that we would keep that. This is the mission. This is your duty when you came into this realm of existence, was that you would find light. You would create light. You would let life break you open until your light shone through even more. And to understand that you are not to be working against each other, that we should not be demeaning each other and constantly degrading each other and making this space harder for each other. You are required. It is a work requirement of a human being to be light, to operate in love, to have compassion. That is humanity. It is your spiritual journey in a physical flesh. And where is the spiritual journey? I saw so much. I was exposed to so much, and it was just making me think, where are people's spiritual journey? Since when are you just a sack of hurting, broken flesh? When did you just become bones and muscles and teeth and eyeballs of pain, misery, resentment, regret? Where is your light? You were born here with it, and this life was only fashioned to break it out of you. Why are you hustling backwards? You didn't go through what you've gone through for your light to be dimmer, lower. It should be brighter. Every time that this life took a chisel at me, chisel, hammer, what have you, and it broke a piece off of my sculpture, I promise you I'll only become more beautiful. Only. It's not going anywhere, and I refuse to be distracted by destruction, because destruction has not come against me. It is all here to work for me. Light cannot be destroyed. Only you can dim a light or put out a light. Only you. And so if you're getting caught up mentally, emotionally, in a delusion of destruction, and you believe it's all working against you, you will lose the light. And you would have lost only a light that you can lose. No one can lose your light for you. No one. They could try it. Y'all could try it. The light gets tried. But you can't break my shine, shorty. You can't do that, because you didn't give it to me. Nothing can take what wasn't given from that source. And so we're allowing this life. We think life is taking the light from us because we're exposed to chaos, because we're exposed to craziness, because we're like, dang, this thing is breaking my light down. This is an allowance type of light, because when I'm right here in this moment and I am encased in the reality of divinity, this little light of mine, it will shine through depression. It will shine through oppression. It will shine through racism. It will shine through all the isms. It will shine through all the chaos. Because this little light, just like this little moment, is mine. It's mine. Stop giving your moments away. Stop giving your moments to chaos. Your light is required. You see your people suffering. You see people hurting. You see people falling. You see us struggling in the vastness of humanity, getting lost somewhere in the sea of illusion. Where is your light that you're required? Where are you as the lighthouse that you have? Your light is dim? Don't worry, I got you. That's how I feel about my people. That's how I feel about humanity. Your light is low? I got you. Lighthouse over here. And then it gets low, and the bestie is on the line, because then she put a little light of hers on a little light of mine, and our little light starts shining bright all over again. It's the purpose. It's the point. Don't be distracted by the destruction that is building in you and breaking you open for more light. It is so that when you finally leave this realm of existence, you say, my flesh was beautiful and it served the purpose it was intended to, but it was not the all in all of my light. I just shone more and more through it until I finally reached the level of graduation where I no longer needed the flesh to lighten the light, that my light continued to grow so big that it elevated into another level of existence. But you guys, what are we doing about letting our light keep growing it? That's the whole purpose. The whole purpose is that we break and we break and we open and we expand and we exceed light, exude light, and then we become supreme beings of light. It's a graduation process, and we're getting stuck in trauma. We're getting stuck in chaos. Do not let these people in this place, this old dirty ass earth, make you believe that you came here for anything other than light. Yes, I like a nice bag and a flight like the next girl, okay? I love spending time with people. I love a good old meal every now and again. I like the beauty of the tangible. But I will never, ever be so held up in this device or that device or this phone or this thing in the tangible that I forget I came here completely on a mission of the spiritual. And I was blessed with a host to harness that journey. And there are things that feel good to the host, but they are not the all in all. Y'all do not get lost on the things that feel bad to the host. It too is not the all in all. Distraction is a distraction. You are a sculpture being built. It is going to hurt. It is going to be uncomfortable. You will have doubt. You better get up amongst other sculptures being sculpted so that you can be reminded of the phase. This is a phase. Why are we treating this like anything other than the mission, the lesson, the duty, the obligation to make this phase the best part of this journey that we are in right now? You in this one moment of life. Come on, be here. It requires you. Finally, we're going to get out of here because this moment is going long, but I want to get into the real relevance. The real relevance of us being here. We came here to learn, to live, and to love. One of my favorite musicians and artists is Londrell, and Londrell has a line that you guys have heard me say 1,000 times. Life is a love story. Everything in life is a love story. That's all he's saying. And this is what he says in the song. He says, everything in this life was to teach you about love, how to love, how to be loved, how to show up in love. And we all know God is love, right? We know that love is the light and love is the reason. Everything in life is a love story. Every single thing in this life shows people how much you love yourself or lack thereof. Everything in this life shows you how much you can overcome and sacrifice in order to love and give love, how much you understand about non-conditions. Like, it's all, this is why we're here. We are here to learn, to live, and to love. And literally, when we get caught in these, oh my God, I'm trying to think of a word that's not too dramatic, but oh my God, I really can almost even think, like, everything that keeps coming to me is sadistic, but it's like these words, they may be too harsh, but I feel like there is such a aesthetic, let me say that, aesthetic, adversarial, low vibrational theme of temptation in this life. It's like thriving off of your illness, thriving off of your loneliness, thriving off of your sickness, your appetite, your cravings, your hurt, your pain, you being bent over on the inside, off of your lectin, off of your need to supplement and to substitute reality for a temporary. This life understands that. It understands that you have needs. And this life understands that you can be very disoriented in the grand scheme of things of how you should go about those needs. So it manipulates and monopolizes on your needs. I want us to simply remember, I came here to learn, to live, and to love. And that's on whatever journey I'm on. I should not be tethered, anchored, arrested to any type of thing. Oh, I need this job, and I need this person, and I need this, this money, these clothes, this food, this drug. I need this thing. We are living a life that manipulates the needs because we're not present in them enough to have discernment. And so we can easily take a temporary pleasure that will just calm an addiction instead of being present in a life that will align with a requirement. In this life, are you calming an addiction? Because that's less than human. Or are you aligning with a requirement? Because we not trying to be, like the Bessie said, out here improper fractioning. You got the thing upside down. I don't feed, don't quiet my addiction. I'm having withdrawals because I'm not getting love, affection, attention, development, kindness, connection. We are human beings. These are the needs, right? These are the needs. We don't get those needs, so social media makes us feel connected, and video games and TV and movies and Netflix and all of these AI things that make us feel the food. It gives me sensation because I'm looking for sensation, the warmth of the drugs or the alcohol. I'm looking for warmth. You are required fully, cognitively, spiritually. In the moment you are in right now, it requires you. Not a sad you, not a broken you, not a lost you, not a hurt you. It's just looking for you. If you show up in that moment in the way in which you should show up in divine alignment, looking for your light, not your next fix, not your next distraction, but if you show up looking for your light, life will find you, it will meet you, and it will give you that. When I am out here, humans, I'm looking for you. I'm looking for humanity to show up more than it does. I'm looking for humanity to be present more than it is. I am looking for God in every single interaction and exchange I have. And I'm saying it is in us. It is why you are here. And I want to remind you, you're required right here. Don't leave out of here. Don't walk out of here. Don't give up right here. Don't even break right here. I don't know what you're going to do in the next step. And I don't even know your whole story of the steps it took you to get. But right here, you're needed. Your light is needed. Your truth is needed. Your vulnerability, your openness, it is all needed in this experience that we are all having together. But most importantly, the experience that you are not void of right now yourself. We all have to live until you decide that you don't. But I'm letting you know right now, deciding that you are not here to, this is the real relevance, that you are not here to learn, to live, and to love is the wrong decision. If the job made you feel that way, if your heartbreak made you feel that way, if the scale made you feel that way, if the preacher made you, if anything made you feel like you are here for something other, you just a paycheck, you just a baby daddy or baby mama, you just a machine, you just a whatever, I'm here. Set the record straight. The real relevance of you right now is learning, living, loving. Everybody listen, I am one that they try to make me feel like I have 50 things to do before I wake up real good in the morning. I have to content. All you have to do. Y'all remember that saying, I don't have to do nothing but stay black? Y'all remember that? All you really have to do is to learn, to live, and to love. That's the whole, you came here for that whole thing. Everything else is a plus. The career, the marriage, the certificates, the credentials, the cars, the house, the material, the tangible. Plus, right? Physical pluses. But do not ever think that these things are why you are here. That they dictate your worth, that they dictate your reality, and they make it as to whether or not you deserve to be a part of this experience called life and living. If you pause and you take inventory and you say, what am I to be learning right now? Not fearing, not frustrated about, not running from. That's not it. What am I to be learning right now? How am I living right now? Am I on a half? Am I tired? I got a migraine? Am I hungry? Am I scared? Inventory. Or am I just living? Am I saying thank you for the air? Thank you for the home. Thank you for the finances and the stability. Am I living right? I'm not sitting up here inciting chaos amongst the masses. And I know some of us think we're so small, so we think every little thing we do shouldn't count amongst the masses. Wrong again. I feel like Rafiki. Wrong again. Learning, living, and am I loving? Oh my, am I giving Harmony all the love she could possibly stand in this moment? There's no one else even in this room. I mean, y'all are here with me, okay? But when I tap off, it's just me. Is there enough love coming from me to sustain me? And then the people that I go around, am I in the proper circles of love and connection, of living and learning that I should be in? Don't come up in here taking away from my lessons, my life, and my love. I am required here, and I cannot afford to lose. We can't afford to lose any of you. I don't, who said it? I don't know. Who came after you? I don't know. Who made you feel away? What, when, where, how? Baby, I don't know your life. I do know life, though. And I will say this: we can't afford to lose you. And as a human race, we can't afford to be less than human. I'm honestly sick and tired of us being less than divine, supreme beings of light, love, and elevation. Know your role, know your lane, do your best. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And yes, it's going to get, but rise to the occasion of humanity. People are hurting, talk. People are confused, configure. People are frustrated, give love. Congregate. Not manipulate, not exploit, not destroy. Keep that underworldliness out of the world of spiritual beings of supreme light and existence. I love you all so much. So much. I love you guys. I love life. I love people that love life. I love people that want this life to be everything it can be. All of us that are fighting through the impossible and the unthinkable to be the unimaginable. I love you, and I'm in this fight with you. So we keeping it going. We're showing people that they're worthy. We're reminding everyone that they should be here and they should be better. And even more than that, we're reminding ourselves we should be here. We should love each other. We should love ourselves, and we should be better. Be better. Look, just be great. It doesn't require you to be all, you don't have to graduate from a college to be your best self. Wake up like her. I love you too. Yes, we in this fight together. Y'all, this has been an incredible, I said incredible about my own stuff. Look at that. You can't call yourself the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. I didn't mean to say that. This has been another moment of harmony. And I am so happy to be able to share my heart and my life to my community that is going through what they are going through. Love and light. May we continue to find each other. Big hugs, deep sighs, and holding hands as we journey, because the journey is not ended. Love and light to Dakari Jehudi and his entire family, and to all of us, thank you, boo, to all of us that are still dealing with grief and battling the loss. And I don't even care if it wasn't this year. Some people lost people years and years ago, and a part of us is still there. We need each other, and we're not doing this thing without each other. And all we're going to do is make it harder the more that we bring chaos and confusion to the process of life and light. Cut it out. That's what I really wanted to say the whole time. Cut it out. Be love, be light, keep it simple. I love you all so much. To all of us making it through this journey, we are in this together. It is okay when you're not okay, and it is not okay to not be okay and not talk to somebody about it. Be in a trusted place, be in a loving place. You deserve to be here. We should be here together. We should be growing together. We should be rocking somewhere someday, far away, about all this beautiful life has given to us. I love you all so much. Thank you for joining me for another moment of harmony. I will see you next week. Hang in there. You know what I'm saying? We got this. We got this. Hang in there. I'll see you next week for another moment of harmony. The king is here. Hi, babe. Hang in there, and I will see you next week for another moment of harmony. Hey, take really good care of yourself. Take really good. Guys, I say this every week, and the chaos is like still. Take good care of you. As a matter of fact, tell somebody else to take good care of themselves. All day today. Just text people randomly. Take care of yourself. Take good care of yourself. Your mental, your physical, your spiritual, your social. Just take good care of yourself. You know if you're not what you're feeling and thinking, take really good care of yourself. And then, this is my favorite part, go on out your way and take really good care of someone else. We need each other. We're all we have. Your light makes my light brighter, and I love you so very much. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you next week for another moment of harmony.